Hey there, Wargamers, Justin on Paint here. Today we're going to talk about some swag that I picked up at Southern Assault 2024. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. If you're new here, please alpha strike that like and subscribe button. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning in to help support what I do. That said, today we're going to check out some stuff that I got from Southern Assault swag-wise that wasn't specifically prize support. So one of the cool things I got was this, what's this? Oh, I gotta read it. Maryland Battletech Brigade. And it says, ooh, I can't read the Latin down there. And I think there's some stuff on the back. So I got this from one of the guys in the gaming group there that I'm friends with. He comes out and helps out Nova, so this was from Matt LeBaron. And I also got some minis we'll showcase for you guys today. So as we get into it, big shout out to them, big thank you. Big Maryland show out for Southern Assault 2024, and then some of those guys also come out to Northern Assault up at Nova Open, which is really cool too. So some of the cool things that I did pick up, which in a second I will show you guys. Got this awesome shirt, which I had asked for at Nova, and Matt brought it to me at Southern Assault, because I think it's cool to wear shirts on the channel that represent gaming groups. So I've got this one. I've got the South Charleston group, which is from Craig Lighton. If you know him online, I'm not sure if he does Megamech, but if you know him online, he's Vandal. And then I met a bunch of his crew, which was really cool. I've got the Karinsky Con shirt that I've got. I've got all the Southern Assault shirts that Bobby's given out. But I think it's really cool to get shirts from gaming groups. So in the future, once I get a P.O. box set up, so you guys can send me things if you want to, if you've got a gaming group with something that has been created, especially Battletech themed, for your group that you would like to see me wear on the channel, I think it'd be really cool. Even if it's not specifically, the video's not specifically about that group, it's just cool to have that little throwback, that little, you know, hey, look, that guy's got that swag on, that showcases and shines a light on your community. So Matt brought this to me, which was really, really cool. Jay Hammer, who I've played at Southern Assault 2 years in a row, he brought some painted minis for me, gave me a Lance +1 model, so 9 models, and again, we'll showcase those in a moment as well. One of the guys in the group gave me a pretty sweet bottle of whiskey, which is probably the coolest bottle of whiskey that I have and one of the rarest. When I spoke to this individual about the bottle, he told me that he had to have a security clearance to get it. He works for the government, and for me to replace this bottle, I'd have to go to that facility, to the gift shop, and I could never do that. I'd have to have someone else do it. So it might not be the most rarest in terms of value, but it's rare to me because it's irreplaceable, or mostly irreplaceable. So we'll show you guys that, which is really, really cool. And then one of the guys from the group also gave me this sweet-ass dice tray that was 3D printed with the Wolf's Dragoons logo on it too. So I'm pretty stoked about getting that. And I think today I'm going to be filming some battle reports with some Wolf's Dragoons as well, so probably get that dice tray in action. Now that said, I've already told you what the things are, but let's go ahead and flip this camera around and I'll show you what we got, minus the shirt because I'm wearing it. I'm not going to take it off and put it under the camera. So, all right, guys. So the first thing we're going to show off today, I'll get a little zoom out here, is the very thing I said that I wasn't going to do, but I'm in a position to showcase this. So this is that shirt. So we've got the Maryland Battletech Brigade with the King Crab on there, and then the, assuming that's Latin down there, Escenter Vexatoris Cancrorum. That means a thing. I don't know what that means. But very cool. In hindsight, because I was filming these at separate times, I was able to pop this off and show you guys. And then I was, during editing of this video, I actually saw myself flip around and didn't realize that they had gotten my last name put on, or not my last name, my actual YouTube handle put on here, which was pretty awesome too. So giving you guys a showcase of the shirt. And then this is that pretty dope ass dice tray that I was given. And this was for the Wolf's Dragoons. And the guy that makes these, I've been in contact with about seeing if he could make me one for the channel that's got my little Irby mech on there. I thought that would be cool to have too. Hasn't happened yet, but I haven't been in talks with him. He's been busy. It is what it is. But I thought this was really neat. This is my primary faction, and my goal was to try and get a few of these made, so I have representation of most of the forces that I would play with, so that I could put them on the channel, and each time I play and swap out for who the YouTube channel's forces are. And in this case, we've got the Wolf's Dragoons, which is cool. And then, you know, there's some dice rolling in there. These are big heavy stone dice, but with your smaller standard dice. Works out great. I like this pretty good. It was nice for toting things around. I've got a few smaller dice trays with the snips on there that you can pop out and lay flat. Those are cool too, but I really like the rigidity of this one, and it's nice for holding stuff. So very nice and very cool, and a gift from one of the Maryland Battletech Brigade guys as well, so thank you for that. Next up, the coolest thing that I was given as a whiskey fan is this stuff right here. And a guy who gave me this will remain unnamed by his request, but he gave this to me and was super cool. When I pulled it out, he was waiting to see my reaction, and then I was starting to read it. Said, NSA here, and then I had this little like American flag tag, and then I was like, okay, Agency National NSA, and then I read the wax stamp, and then I looked up at the guy and I was like, do you work for the freaking NSA, man? And he laughs, and yes, and that was the whole joke with the whiskey, is that he got this from the gift shop at the facility, and you can't get in without a clearance to get into this place, which is pretty neat. So not the rarest thing on Earth, but rare to someone who's not initiated and can't go in, so I can't replace this, but it's really cool. So very neat, and one of the coolest things that I've got. I will never open this unless we hit World War III or end of the world kind of apocalypse situation where it's life or death and might as well drink them while you got them or smoke them while you got them kind of scenario. But until then, I think this is better served on a shelf as a cool vanity piece, and I really think that is neat. So big thanks to the guys for getting me that. And then last but not least, we've got the box of minis here that Mr. J. Hammer painted up for the channel. Now, in the intro, I said that he painted a lance plus one. I think I meant to say he painted a lance plus an additional lance and one, because in the video it makes it sound like he painted 5 models. He painted 4. I'm going to show the logo he sent me that this faction represents. I'll try and remember to put this up on the screen if I can, but if I don't, you'll have this on my phone. So this is the Carbonog Killer Rabbits. That is the logo that represents this faction. And he has a list of mechs with names that he wanted as well, because these will go into the grinder box, and I'll use them on the channel. So first up, we've got Alexander Warhawk Eye Hammer, and that is in the War Hammer. And got this little fella here. And I'm super excited about this. Talking to him, he basically said he likes to paint for like a catharsis, kind of a experience, wind down time, and that's what he likes to do, and I think that is great. Like I think most people who've ever given me stuff always downplay their work. He made a few comments about me touching things up or fixing things or doing whatever. To Hammer and to anyone who gives me stuff, like, don't feel that way. You took the time to paint this and give it to me, and regardless of where your skill set is, new, like beginner, or award-winning, pro painter, anywhere in between, you still took the time to paint this, and you took, let's say this model took 2 hours, just throwing out numbers. Let's say it took you 2 hours. That 2 hours could be turned into money, right? It could be spent on anything else. You chose to spend it on painting something for me and gave it to me. So you took your time, you turned it into painting on this mini, and then you gave the mini to me. So in my brain, I interpret this as you giving me a piece of your life. And you're doing yourself, and that's not just the Hammer, this is anyone, you're doing yourself a disservice if you downplay your work that you give someone. It's like, and we all do this too, it's like when you give someone a Christmas gift and you say, it's not much, it could have been better, blah, blah, blah. That's BS. At the end of the day, you may feel that way, but it's all what's within your means and the thought. And if you're giving someone a gift, in this case, Mr. Hammer painted some stuff for me, but if you're giving someone a holiday gift and you feel like this could have been better, sorry, it's not much, you still took your money, which was your time, and got a gift for someone, and if they don't appreciate it, then maybe they shouldn't be getting a gift. And in this particular time of year, when this video is going up at Christmas time, when it's supposed to be the season of giving and caring about people, the people you're giving stuff to should appreciate it, and if they don't, maybe they're not real friends. And to that end, I would say, Hammer, thank you. This is awesome, and I think the minis look great. Everyone who's ever given me a mini, I've been appreciative of that gesture, not only because it gave me a mini, but because the sentiment behind it. You gave me a piece of your time, and that is the most valuable resource you could ever share with someone, so thank you. I appreciate that. Now, to get off the soapbox a little bit, this is Alexander Warhawk Eye Hammer, and he's in the Warhammer C3. And he's even got a SPA recommendation on here for Sniper, which is pretty tame. So for the grinder, we may actually make that and have the Sniper on there. So we've got that one. Next up, he's got Marcus Cypher Fenrir in the Highlander, if I can find it. The Highlander. And this is the cool one because it's from the box where it has the option for jump plumes, and he's got it slammed down on the poor Urban Mech, which is unfortunate because I love the Irby. But I like this. Very cool. Yep, so we've got a heavy and assault so far. The variant for that one is the Highlander 732B, and he's got the SPA for Sharpshooter as a recommendation. Next up, we've got Patsy Concord in the Gunslinger, and I've not painted one of these yet, and I believe that is this guy. And when you look at the Killer Rabbits logo that I put up before, the colors very much match that. You got this like gray-white, and then the red, so definitely. And is that a Monty Python reference? Someone might get it. The Kenber something rabbit. What did he call that? Let's see here. Carabanog Killer's Rabbits. Is that like the Holy Hand Grenade? Is that a reference to the Monty Python skit? Someone in the comments might know, or if Hammer's listening, he might be able to fill me in. So that said, we've got our Gunslinger, and that is the the 3ERD Gunnerd. That's what it looks like with a little bit of elite speak in there. And then the fourth one is Oscar Grouchus 3 Grasshopper. Yeah, okay, so he's got some custom names in here. This is the Grasshopper Grouchus Special. And he's got Jumping Jack as a recommendation on that too. So, and that is, I believe, this guy? Yeah, this guy, Grasshopper. So he's giving me some recommendations for custom pilot cards for the grinder box for Nova. And then at some point, I really would like to get this onto a little bit of flock. Let me get that on here. Sorry, a little bit of flocking was stuck up there. Anyway, I'd like to get these on the channel as well and play a game with them, or at least some games, because he sent 9 models. So why wouldn't we try and get those on the channel? You got almost a company's worth. So check that out. And I think, yep, that was the only 4 recommended pilots he gave, but he also included some other models. So we've got the Trebuchet. Boop. And I think, is he an assault? Is this guy an assault or a heavy? Let's see, I'm not familiar with the Gunslinger. So he is also an assault. So we have 2 assaults, and then the Grasshopper is a heavy, so we got 2 heavies. I believe the Trebuchet is a medium. And then coming up, we have a longbow, which I believe is also an assault. Rain Pain. And then we've got a Stalker, which I also think is an assault. So we've definitely got a big old assault lance back here. And I don't know why. I'm a big fan of the way the Stalker looks. It's cool. I think I really like the Highlander. I really like the Warhammer. It's just aesthetics, but I also, something about the Stalker, aesthetically speaking, I also really like. It's just a cool model. Of the ones here, I'm probably partial to the Warhammer. It's probably one of my favorites, but I'm a sucker for a Warhammer. 5th assault mech we got coming up here. So these are big boys. We have got the Zeus. And my experience with the Zeus always goes back to MechWarrior Dark Age, and then I think Mech Commander. But in MechWarrior Dark Age, there was the Zeus with the fins. So I always imagined the fins on it. But that was my first experience with at least miniatures-wise, with the Zeus. The Zeus. And then, last but not least, we have got Oldie but Goldie. This is a Marauder, and is this one of the new legendaries? It's got a tri-barrel up here. This might be one of the Bounty Hunters. I think there's a Bounty Hunter Marauder that's got the tri-barrel option because it has 2 barrels. I think this might be it. If so, that's really dope to have gotten a new model. But yeah, it's the tri-barrel because it's not Grayson Carlisle's because that legendary one, it just had a slightly repose. This one's got the tri-barrel. So very cool. I didn't notice that when he gave this to me. So that's another heavy. So definitely skewing on the heavy tonnage there relative to the rest of the bros here. But we'll do one more recap here for I got to look at the name, the Carabanog Killer Rabbits. So we've got our longbow. Pew, pew, pew. We've got our gunslinger, because he's also a gunslinger. You know, he shoots things. We've got our Highlander, insert bagpipe noise, which I don't have on hand, but it would be cool. Doo-doo-doo. Our Stalker. Zeus. The Zeus will rain fire. We have got our Trebuchet. We have got our Grasshopper with his jumping goodness. Boop. The Marauder, which was the last one we had viewed. I like the canopy on that too. And then last but not least, I left my favorite for last because I like Warhammer. I'm a sucker for Warhammer. It's a Warhammer. Also, it's fitting to have started and ended with the Warhammer since these were painted by a guy whose ostensibly real last name is Hammer, so J. Hammer. We put the hammer down. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. I think this is another kind of King's Ransom, so to speak, of minis. From Nova, I got that box of minis from Matt Carper for the Wolf's Dragoons for the channel, and he knew that I played Dragoons, and those were personal minis of his that he donated so that I could bolster my forces, and that was really neat. And now I've got another unit of Mercenaries for the Grinder box, but because they're all unified paint scheme, I could throw them into battle reports on the channel too. So big shout out to the Maryland Battletech Brigade group for contributing dice tray for me, some whiskey, an awesome t-shirt, and then some minis from Mr. Hammer. And then I know the Matt LeBaron, who gave me the shirt, has also helped me secure the new black something or other, I forget the name, was it Black Remnant? Force Pack from PAX recently, and he's sending that over to me too. So that's awesome. Making connections with the community to help me source things that I have not been able to get my hands on so that I could do product reviews. First looks is really awesome. So I really do appreciate that. Big shout out to him, and anyone in the community who wants to help contribute or support with stuff like that, reach out to me. Or check out my P.O. box. Should be able to send some stuff in if there's something I haven't reviewed that you would like to see. One of the things that I want to keep an eye out for on eBay, if I can find it, is one of the old anniversary box sets, so I could showcase those minis. They're not going to look as good as these in terms of sculpts, but I think it'd be cool just to have like the nostalgia and show that off. That said, it's low priority because I don't do classic on the channel. It's something I always wanted to look at. So that said, again, a big thank you to the Battletech, or Maryland Battletech Brigade, and another big shout out to Mr. Hammer. Thank you for painting these for me, man. I really appreciate it, and thanks for being a good sport and playing with me 2 years in a row at Southern Assault. That said, let's flip it around, and we will sign off today. And there you have it, folks. That's a quick look at, obviously, the shirt, the miniatures that Mr. Hammer painted up for me, and the dice tray, and then the super sweet bottle of whiskey that one of the guys in the group bestowed upon me, which was pretty sweet as well. I know this wasn't the most informative thing in terms of Battletech, but just me kind of showcasing some stuff that I got at the tournament, which I thought was pretty neat. The swag that people give me is pretty awesome. I've gotten some stickers and stuff too, just they're not with me. I didn't think about it. This was more showcasing like the Maryland Brigade that brought stuff, and I wanted to shine a light on that because their crew is pretty cool. So that said, folks, that's all I got for you today. As always, keep rolling dice, keep painting your models, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me today. I pour a lot of time and passion into every video, and I genuinely hope it adds something to your hobby experience. If you've enjoyed today's content and want to see more, consider supporting me over on Patreon. Every little bit of support helps fuel what I'm doing here, and it truly makes a difference. Whether it's a few dollars or simply sharing the channel with others, your support means the world to me and allows me to keep doing what I love and hopefully inspiring you along the way. A huge thank you as well to all my sponsors, Monument Hobbies, Fortress Miniatures and Games, Baron of Dice, and Deathler Designs as well. Their backing is vital to the channel, and if you're in the market for top quality paints, miniatures, dice, or terrain, please check out their links below. Not only will you be picking up some great products, but you'll also be supporting this growing community we share together. Thank you so much for watching, and for your time, and for being a part of this journey with me. As I sign off today, let's go ahead and highlight some awesome patrons who are helping fuel this journey we're on together and helping keep things going.